My name is Zach. Currently, I'm 30 years old. My accident happened. I was 26. It was April 26th of 2020. I was doing about ballpark 65 miles an hour. I hit a deer on my motorcycle, and you know, from there, obviously, life flighted, all that fun stuff that we all know about, and yeah, I spent 6 weeks in a coma, multiple surgeries. Half my skull, this whole side is all titanium mesh, you know, and all the other severe TBI fun things. I can't smell. I'm deaf in my left ear. I have double vision. Um, I have relatively severe epilepsy now. Um, all the different medications I take every day. It's not awesome.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I
but, I,
understand
but
that.
I'm but I'm absolutely lucky and blessed to be here and excited to be talking with you, Holden.
Yeah, thank you, dude. I'm equally excited, if not more excited. And the fact that, I mean, you went through all that stuff, like the life or whatever life flight and all I guess isn't that the helicopters? Like the
Yeah.
medical.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah. It's amazingly I don't know, it's clutch that that was able to save you, because I mean that's a big deal, bro, and I'm very grateful for that. But how do you think um like your memory of like the post TBI life is like do you remember like a lot of the specifics, or is it just kind of this broad overview of what happened?
All right. Well, so for me, it was it's kind of a broad overview. I don't remember actually hitting the deer. I remember leaving where I was before that happened, and the kind of that, and then when I woke up from my coma and that, I would just kind of piece together, explained what happened, and I still hear little bits and pieces of things I haven't heard before, and it's been 5 years, so yeah, it was crazy. Everything happened exactly how it needed to for me to survive.
Mm.
The only person who saw it happen was a woman on her way home from work. Well, the kicker is she was a trauma nurse. So she was able to stabilize me and until she, called for more help and all that. And, just blessed. Just really, really blessed through that whole situation. Doesn't make necessarily doesn't really make life any easier mentally most days, but um, you got to remember you're here for a reason.
Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, so touching on that point, like the you're remembering that you are here for a reason. What is your take on that? Like, do you um because I would agree we're here for a reason, and we may never know why or what that reason is. Um, but like I agree with that. So what do you think was the biggest pointer for like you that was kind of showing you the direction you were meant to be, and it just felt like the most comfortable or the most, aligned?
Sorry about that. That was my dog. Oh,
You're good.
for I guess maybe could you explain that question again? I'm sorry, brother.
It's all good. So what I was saying, is what are some moments that like stand out to you as like, oh yeah, this is why I was kept here, what, or like, because like you knew that you had a mission essentially.
I guess I don't know. You know, for me, it's not that I don't necessarily have a lot of self confidence, but I look down on myself a lot, and I strive for perfection. So when I don't hit that perfection mark, I really kind of beat down on myself. But I guess you know, if I have to open it up and look at it, there are definitely times where I was like, should have been more proud of myself. And now that I think back on it, I kind of am. Like I woke up from my coma. I had to relearn how to walk, talk, eat. You know,
All the
take
basic
a
standards.
crap, wipe my ass, all the things. And I look back at that, and there's some videos of me learning to walk again and things like that. And I can hear my mom, because she's the one taking the video. I can hear her saying, "I'm so proud of you."
Yeah,
she's like, you haven't, and everybody was like that. They're like, dude, you're, but I'm still very, very hard on myself, I would
yeah,
say.
yeah. That's a definitely, like, it feels like a trap for sure. Like when you get super hard on yourself, or like, I mean, yes, there are times I'm not generally like super hard on myself, but I would agree. Like you can totally get into that loop, and because you're maybe something's not working, or with your strategy, it's not working. And um, I don't know. I think that's the the biggest thing. And so, what are some ways that like you are would you say stand out as like the best for recovery? Because you do a lot of amazing stuff on your own. Like it seems like you do a majority on your own. I mean,
Right.
from my perspective,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of people tell me that. And I guess for me, that's the resilience in life and the drive that I did learn from my parents when I was very young. It's and that's what makes the brain injury so hard. There's nothing in my life before now I ever run into that I couldn't outwork, outfight. I nothing. I made it happen. I figured it out, and this is just just the most. mm, I don't know. Just the craziest devil a person could truly ever battle. I think is maybe not just this, but definitely one of them is a traumatic brain injury. It's
yeah, I would agree.
um, you know, -10 out of 10 would not recommend type of thing. But
Not worth
but
it.
there are things that now make me, and I assume others, take a step back and get appreciative of that. Like just simple things, seeing a baby smile, or giving your wife a kiss,
The
or
small
saying
joys.
saying good night to your kids, like. And it's like, oh yeah, we everybody talks big game, you know. Everybody talks like, oh yeah, I felt that way, or this how I feel. Everybody talks about it, but I don't think anybody ever actually takes a minute, steps back, and goes, wow, like I'm so thankful for this. I'm so thankful for this moment. And I ain't saying I'm perfect by any means. Lord knows I ain't, but yeah, I would say I'm definitely learning more. Sometimes I can take a step back and look at even little silly things like I was just talking about, and I can be I'm like, man, I'm blessed. Like I can be so thankful for things that I would have never noticed before,
Yeah,
or things that I would be like, oh yeah, this, that, oh, I love this and I love that. But did I really take the time to stop and enjoy it? No.
dude, yes, I
No.
agree with that. Like the that feeling of you can kind of reflect to how you can kind of reflect how you used to think about certain things as they approach in life, basically. Like these like little even like the tiniest moments,
Oh,
that are
absolutely.
really gratifying or, they're super cool or I mean even the small things like just holding a door open like for someone and like how does that make you feel better? And I think that also fuels the healing and the healing speed and I guess the quality of healing, you know, that because I think your emotional healing is a very obviously a very large portion of, what you need post TBI. But, like I think yeah, that's what I would say. And I would agree. But so what are some do you have like any daily practices necessarily or that you do with the purpose and intention of healing like more or you do things more repetitively because you know it's good to like practice? Do you have anything like that?
Oh, shoot. I mean, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I know, I guess mostly what you're talking about would be a routine.
Yeah.
I definitely know that when I get into a solid routine, man, like that's when I'm doing the best. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I feel good every day. I wake up at the same exact time, eat the same damn thing for breakfast, drink the same kind of coffee, you know, smoke a cigarette, whatever. And after I get up and I'm like, all right, let's get it, and I just bust my hump the whole day. Uh,
It's
And
good that you have
even
like a
though what's funny about that there is, when it was like when my accident happened, it was like I went to sleep and I woke up and everything changed. I mean, aside from just the fact that my accident happened right when COVID was like ramping up, so like I wake up in the hospital. Uh, everyone has a mask on except for me. I could see my mom for 1 hour a day, and that was it. She was the only visitor I could have. You know, aside, I guess aside from just that, like, gosh darn, man, I forgot.
it's
Forgot
okay.
exactly what the question was.
Yeah.
Happy brain injury moment.
Oh
You know.
yeah. Those moments will sneak up on you, dude.
Yep, and they will haunt you forever. You can't get away
Well,
from it.
no, but
I
there's a
guess maybe
catch.
I shouldn't say haunt.
But I will say it won't haunt you forever because you're brain injured and you tend to forget these things too. So
Ah,
that it kind of works hand in hand.
yeah, right. It's a double-edged sword. It's kind of
Yeah.
like how I'm deaf in my left ear. It's nice because most of the time I can just turn my head away from somebody and be like, yep, yep, yep. But what sucks is I hate riding passenger in the car.
Oh
Right, I'm
yeah.
a driver. Okay, so but when I'm a passenger, I can tune them out. But when I'm driving, I can't. And I'm like, and I ain't one of them fancy people to wear like the ear things for their phone or
Yeah,
any of that.
AirPods.
Yeah, like y- be walking through public and Publix could be. We don't have them up here, but
Yeah, we know. We know.
um, and all of a sudden, I feel like this was more severe a few years ago. But you'll hear somebody talking, right? And like it seems like they said like, "Oh, hey," or whatever to you, and like then you turn to them and they're just doing their thing, talking. It's like, what the heck, man? It took me a couple of years to sort that one out. I couldn't figure out what the heck was going
Yeah, that's funny.
on.
It's I mean, it's a new experience. Like I agree with you. And um I don't know, so how did your passions or how did your yeah, like the things that like really get you like amped or like you're interested in, how did that change? Like, and how have you had to adapt them to the new you, quote unquote, new you?
um, Man, I've kind of been a hard charger my whole life, right? I'm a shooter, right? So like, um, dang man, everything changed. Like I left no stone unturned. And so like if I would have died that day at 26, I'd been all right with that because I done lived me a lot of life at 30 years old. But some of the things I'm the most passionate about um really changed, and I still struggle to let them go. Um, I thought I let them go. I'll think that every time. I'm like, all right, you're good, man. And then it just keeps coming up in my dreams, in my thoughts, in my nightmares. It don't matter, man. It's still there. But I guess the biggest main thing for me, aside from working on the weekends, usually, I rode bulls on a professional level for 7 years. And so, and before that, I grew up racing motocross, boxing, skateboarding, BMX, like you name it, we did it all. At age 26, before that motorcycle accident, I had already broke more bones than I had birthdays. Right. So, all right, so get back to the point. So, rodeo, most important thing to me by far. Like I was even more than my ex-wife. I got married in January of that year. I woke up from my coma and there's divorce papers sitting on my lap. I don't know how. I
Uh,
don't know. Whatever. But like even most certainly more than her. Um, Rodeo. I miss the fact I can't do that anymore. I mean, I could, but that'd be incredibly selfish for me to everybody who loves me. It's it's not if, it's when. I
yeah,
you take one good pop to the head with a brain like mine or Holden's or a lot of ours for that matter. Probably not gonna make it, or
yeah,
you're gonna be in worse shape than you already was. Maybe drinking out of straws in a wheelchair. Like the possibilities are endless, and so that's something I struggle with to let go of, honestly, on a daily basis.
yeah. I can understand that. Absolutely. It's a weird world. It's the same world, like I was saying, but it's a new world. And I don't know, I think there's a lot of gratitude I can find in that. And kind of speaking or touching on gratitude right there. So do you like gratitude journal is what came to my mind. Do you keep any journals or anything like to like, kind of appreciate yourself or your accomplishments and just maybe to, I don't know, practice like your cognitive stuff for writing or whatever?
Um, I guess. Hold up a minute here. Didn't you ask me earlier something like what's the thing that I think helps me most?
Yeah, I think so.
Did I talk about? I did talk about big, I believe.
Oh no, not in this recording.
Okay. Well, all right. What was that question? Then I'd like to
The
jump into
question is
that
like
real quick.
what helps you? Do you journal or how do you
Okay.
like
Yep.
reflect?
That's right, brother. All right. Well, I did in the beginning. Like I journaled, or like I did a lot of writing and this, that, and the other thing through my speech therapy and and uh, and things like that. And here and there, I've tried maybe a little. Um, like if I'm gonna write a legitimate like greeting card, whether for a birthday, funeral, whatever have you, sometimes I'll sit down and just sit there outside somewhere and try and come up with something nicer to say than something nice to say. I'll try to come up with like a poem, something like that. But no, I don't. I just don't really keep a journal. I guess my memories that I can't bring back by myself are held in the lives of other people that don't mind sharing with me.
I
Type type
understand that.
type of deal that. And with today's age, yeah, there's cell phones and videos. And sometimes I almost wish them weren't there, though, especially for some of my life. I wish I could have it back so bad, but like I said, I could. It just wouldn't be fair,
Yeah.
So
Well, so tell me, why wouldn't it be fair?
like I said, I mean, just my parents especially. Um, after my accident, my ma, she I don't want to say quit her job because she ain't no quitter, and tell you right now, mama didn't raise no quitters. All right, but she left her job. She her career. She left that
What did she do?
drop of a hat to come and take care of me and help me heal. She helps me every day, does a lot for me. Helps put out my meds because, of course, now instead of just Adderall a couple times a day, now I take like a handful a couple times a day of different garbage just to keep
Yeah,
me a little bit level headed.
yeah,
Before that, this is also very useful. So, my mom worked in healthcare, uh, and
I
then her
see.
last job, she uh, was actually part-time a medical coder, and the other part she had to process everything basically. So like a little bit of behind the scenes thing, somebody you're never really gonna see at the hospital.
Yeah,
Um, Stuff like that. But she was very good at it, and she built that. She built that from the ground up. She had us kids, and she decided to go back to school for medical coding.
that's
While my
awesome.
while my dad's off on the road working, and he'd come home maybe once a week, one day a week. Till winter, he'd be laid off. He works in road construction, and I from and live in northwestern Wisconsin most of my life. So yeah, so we get layoffs in the wintertime. Things freeze and that, and it's not so easy to move that kind of dirt. So
I am. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't understand that personally. Like, because I haven't been old enough in a place that snows, really.
well, come on up.
And dude, you know it. I'm coming up
Oh
there
yeah,
soon.
yeah. After I gotta build you a place to sleep,
But
or at least make my bedroom nice, and you can sleep there, and I'll go sleep out my pickup or something.
we'll figure that out. But that is really kind of you, bro. But you know, so what are the, I guess, most unique things for you that have like proven, I guess, to, be like weirdly healing or like, improving your memory, like doing like these, maybe repetitive practices or actions, whatever. What has like stood out to you as like one of those like strange things that's like, wow, this would have been like overlooked before like my accident, but now it's actually benefiting me a lot.
All right, well, here's all right. So here's the deal. I'm gonna set the stage for you, right? So I've been working, like working since I was about 10 years old, right? And that's where I learned some of that from my dad. You know, there ain't nothing you can outwork, ain't nothing you can out. Just goddamn, it's true for most of life. And I could grit this out, but I've tried that. I've tried to, recluse myself a little bit. And then when I do get around normal people, I get real spiteful. Um,
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that totally.
Gosh darn, just
It's kind of like me,
chop,
like a
chop,
little
chop the
jealous.
beginning of that question again. Sorry.
Wait, what'd you say?
Chop the beginning of that question again.
I
Uh,
also may have forgotten right there.
what do you do?
Yeah,
Why don't y'all subscribers? Why don't you guys? What are we at? Like, I don't know, 30 some odd minutes. Come back, listen to this here, and you tell us what we was talking about. That could be a
yeah,
fun.
that'd be huge. That's I like that approach, dude.
It'd be
Um,
real interesting, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. So tell me about like how was it going through your brain injury where you live in Wisconsin? Like, because like I see like the super green grass and like the I think barn it looks like in the background
We got
or
us
shed.
a little shed back there. Half of it's this back half I got chicken coop, and I got four-wheeler and excavator and that kind of thing parked in there. But
Yeah, how has that helped, do you think? Like picking back up into that like that like life, How has that helped you, you think?
um, I mean, a lot, I would say. I'm best when I keep myself busy and have some sort of a routine. Wake up at the same time, take my meds, this, that, the other thing. Um, but like, I guess as far as jumping back into my old way of life, or I mean, that's basically what it is. I,
Yeah,
I, I always think that's a little bit funny, because like, not only did I code 3 times,
yeah,
I was also given my last rites by a Catholic priest and all that, but, uh, I guess it just, yeah, routine, helped me get back into things and things I'm interested in. I work on a lot of vehicles, my own, other people's, this, that, the other thing. Build a lot of stuff, split wood, chop wood, stack wood. Take care of chickens. We ain't got no pigs this year, but I think we're gonna get us a couple next year. Raise up and all that stuff I guess helps me in a way, definitely. Those
That's
are all
awesome.
things that bring me peace. The outdoors in any way, animals, doesn't matter how ugly, how stupid, how irritating. You know, even that little dog from the new Wolverine movie. Like,
Yeah.
man, that kind of thing just uh, so yeah, it's most certainly it's been detrimental for sure to my recovery.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I don't know, like, I would never, because I've already said, I've never lived anywhere close to like just a life out in the like land and stuff. Um,
Right.
so I personally wouldn't. I have no like real understanding of how that would go, and so that's why I think it is a cool thing. So, what are some of the coolest things that like? Do you have any reflections, or as you care for other animals, or just care for like say like your parents? um how does that benefit you, like, to reflecting on like caring for yourself as well?
Mm. It's funny, man. It's been my whole life, and nobody told me this. Nobody taught me this. I came to this idea by myself. Like even if it's just a dog or whatever. Dog eats before you do. You could have a steak dinner sitting right there, all warm, piping hot, steaming, whatever, and the sexiest woman across the table from that. Just sitting there waiting for you. A nice little glass of whiskey, the whole kit and caboodle, right? It don't matter if you don't feed that dog before you eat. There's something wrong with you.
that's very respectable, dude. Like, that's
I don't,
huge.
it's just different, old school, but different. Old school would be like, you know, I don't know, wouldn't really give a crap either way,
Yeah.
but
So,
like,
based on like you being born in the 90s, um how would you
yeah.
say like life really has been as you are there any like key moments that like you reflect on that ended up like either proving to heal you more, or like it could be socially or medically? I mean, all the things. Like, what were some of the key things as we've gone through the years?
I mean, I guess I don't really know. Um, I don't know. I do a lot of, as far as fixing myself and healing, as they say. Uh, I just do a lot of white knuckle, man. Grit and bear down and go for the ride, whatever the hell it's gonna be. Just hang on until the end, you know. Um, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, dude.
I mean, I guess that's just kind of the way I've been. I don't really reach out, but aside from that, um, the one thing is the brain injury group that Holden and I are both in.
Yeah.
That's man, like it was. Before it, I had done a lot of different little brain injury groups and that, but they were all for the most part like older people or like people who had their TBI for like 20, 30 years. And it's like, it
Yeah.
just got old. And it just didn't feel quite like
It's
these are
not
my people.
relevant.
It didn't feel like these are my people. I didn't get that
Yeah.
feeling like, yep. Yep. Wherever they are, that can be home. That's where I come from. You know,
Mm,
like I never had that feeling until I still felt quite alone in a way. Than uh, than I do now because our brain injury grew big. You know, everybody is between like 18, I think, usually about is the youngest ones, and then I
yeah.
mean, there's some of us that are like I'm 30, some of us 35, whatever. But you
I think
know,
it goes to like 40. Um,
yeah, I don't know. It's gonna go however I live, however
yeah.
long I live, brother.
Heck yeah, dude.
Which could be 5 more minutes, could be 50 more years. I don't know.
Yeah,
God's
something.
plan. God's plan. It's His
Yeah.
world. We're just living in it.
Yeah. So, how has faith been speaking of God's plan, how has faith like stood out to you and like how has it like kind of held you or helped you, helped you like they have your back, throughout like all these post TBI adventures, essentially.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I guess for a little bit of time we got. All right, yeah, I can do a quick little synopsis. So, for starters, I grew up Catholic until first grade when me and my brother were kindly left Catholic school and got put into public school. Um, but anyway, so I mean, it changed a little bit then, and then and got fast forward, you know, 5, 10 years or whatever have you, start going to CCB classes because I wasn't getting them in school no more, and got confirmed Catholic and all that. Made mama happy. I was like, all right, mom's happy. I'm out. Peaced out. I was like, no. And I always knew God was there. I'd always say prayers, but there's never for me. There's always for other people. I
Yeah, that's
I
amazing.
don't know, but at that same time, there wasn't a close relationship between me and God or a higher power or whatever the heck you want to call it, a basketball. It don't matter. All you got to do is believe in something that's bigger than yourself out there.
Yeah,
Um. So yeah. Now I've been um slowly working towards building a better relationship with my God of my understanding and just I don't know, man. Just
yeah,
it helps. I guess it's just something that I'm working on so much. I just don't really have a lot to say about it. I
yeah,
mean, knowing that he's there and knowing what I went through makes me feel quite a bit of peace with some things.
yeah,
Like my mom here in like 3 to 6 weeks is gonna have open heart surgery, and like normally I'd be falling apart. I'd be laying under a bridge somewhere, sipping on my third 175 of Jack Daniels, but I can find a little bit of peace in it because I'm like, she's gonna be all right. She has to be all right. Like where the hell do I like? It didn't just come out of thin air, you know.
yeah,
It came from somebody.
yeah,
It came from my parents. It came from seeing their strength and their tribulations and sometimes struggles over the years. Like that's how I got tough, man. I didn't just wake up one day and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go get in a bar fight, start riding bulls, so everybody thinks I'm cool." Like, no, man. I like
just
I ain't
live your
tooting my
life.
horn. I ain't saying I could beat anyone. I'm just saying it, man. I grew up tough. I had two older brothers used to beat the hell out of me. You know,
Yeah,
it's just the way
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I totally was thinking of I had a good question to ask, but kind of it went away. It wandered off.
Well, you're supposed to say them no matter what, and then the viewers can remind us. See
Yeah.
how you are? You already forgot that. What do you have, a brain injury or something? Gee.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's kind of the I don't know, it's so speaking of the brain injury, what would you say, like, what is your opinion of like the brain injury, like community and the people and everything? Like, has that been really important to you?
Let's see. I mean, it's a dime a dozen. It's you know, crap in one hand, wishing the other. See what fills up quicker. I guarantee you, the crap side fills up quicker. But there are the good ones out there. Again, great place to find us is in Big, our brain injury group.
Yeah.
All right. And if you have more interest in that, just reach out to Holden. Probably be the easiest, and he can maybe get you in contact with the doctor who runs it for us.
Yeah.
Dr.
I'm
Stephanie
actually
Paredes. She is absolutely amazing.
awesome.
Absolutely changed my life and my whole outspec or outlook. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, outlook and understanding of what this brain injury is and why it's okay to have all the struggles I'm having and just to for her to start that whole deal and bring all of us like younger generations, maybe recent brain injuries together. And uh, I can only speak for myself, but I've heard others say it's life changing. It's probably one of the reasons I'm still here.
Yeah. I would definitely agree with you. Big has been a huge piece of like, you know, my recovery and like it's just the relation of the people, people can relate to you because of the brain injuries, obviously. And what is really cool, Big has, it's run by Dr. Caritas, who is a professor in Florida. But
Speech language pathologist professor.
yeah,
Sorry, I one of us should have jumped that in. I mean,
and
that's
yeah,
how she knows she's. Yeah. All
yeah,
right. Carry on,
the
Holden.
real
I'm
deal.
sorry.
You get but I think that's been like the biggest piece is just the sense of community and like everything I do on like Instagram, YouTube, and like this with like things like holding life together, like because the whole purpose like is to highlight that like not all hope is just lost when you get the brain injury or after the brain injury. And like you can still live a very enjoyable life. It's up to you, and like it's up to like your spirit in a sense. So actually touching on that, how would you say like your drive and your spirit has really helped you get through all these different circumstances?
I would say for me, like, you know, I guess I don't even really know. I guess just like I said, I've been kind of just hard charger, living that way my whole life. So it's just you know, if you get too down on something, I I do my best not to drink these days. That's not something real good to do with a traumatic brain injury,
Oh,
and also just in general.
Yeah.
I'm a cowboy. I used to do me quite my fair share of drinking. So, but to deal with that, I don't know. I just have to tell myself, be like, all right, suck it up, Buttercup. You're tougher than that. It's gonna be okay. Sun's gonna rise again tomorrow. You know, the sky is still blue. Boobs are still cool. Whatever. You know, man. Like, yeah, I just have to remind myself that it's gonna be all right. And I don't do a great job of that sometimes. Sometimes I can't even get myself
Difficult.
to think like that. But ideally, when I can, and I do, it's I just tell myself, no matter how bad it gets, man, it's gonna be okay. Even if tomorrow isn't better, it's still gonna be okay. It's another day. I woke up again. I can fight my way out of it. I can figure it out. I can, you know,
Yeah.
there's always gonna be something. I mean, pert near always, no matter what the circumstance, there is something a person can do to save themselves from the depths of hell and regret and self-loathing and everything. And it's just one day at a time. Just say, hey, um, my good friend
Yeah.
Gavin Hyde
Yeah.
from our brain injury group, he gave me this wristband. Right, it says every day a little better. and uh
Absolutely.
and 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 where he got that from, I guess, he's still in the hospital and that, and his mom come and she'd tell him every day, she'd say every day a little better. And and man, ain't that the truth? Even if it ain't better, and you can just trick your own dumb self to think it's a little bit better, man,
Yeah.
it's a good day. It's a good day. So I
Yeah.
think that's
I would
about all
agree
I
with
got
you.
on that one.
Yeah, I totally agree. And yeah, like that I'm pretty excited also. We're gonna have Gavin on here too, soon, like this upcoming week or so.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Can't
And
wait to
I think
listen to that one.
what's gonna be cool is I can see some group videos, um, which would be cool. We'll have different topics and stuff, or I don't know. It depends on, like, stuff going on in the brain injured life for us and all the other people, all the viewers, all the lovely people that will support or that do support. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's super exciting, honestly. It's,
Yeah, I'm very excited for what you got going on, and your drive to do this, that, and the other thing, and how, like, honestly, there have been a few times where it gets almost irritating how obnoxiously positive you always are, but it is good. Like, I love it, man. I love it because you get me, and I can only imagine other people sometimes. You get me out of my own head, and like so that I can even just think about things in a little bit broader of a spectrum. And man, that's outstanding. So I'm very excited for this journey you're taking on with this podcast and everything else.
I,
Outstanding, brother.
I appreciate that, dude.
You
Yeah,
bet.
that's super awesome. And I think that'll be like a great end cap right there for this episode. And I really appreciate discussing some of, like, the real life after the real TBI.
Yeah, yeah,
And
for sure.
so yeah, we can definitely keep talking, but um we're gonna cut the viewers some slack, you know.
Uh-huh.
just because, we both can talk infinitely, you know?
Oh, it's outstanding. Yeah, but that sounds good, brother. Just one last thing before we sign off. I want everybody to think and understand about the fact that no matter what you're going through, tough times make tough people. All right? So, God
That's
bless
wise
and
words.
everybody everybody enjoy.
Yeah. Thank you, dude. Peace out.
You bet. See you,
Yeah.
man.